Hi, I'm not a mechanic, but I'm going to try to replace the belts on this 40+ year old Montgomery Ward's Powercraft RotoTiller. First thing we can do is loosen these little nuts up here. Just take them, that way you can loosen this guy out and set it off to the side. Next, according to this video I saw, you have to put the thing down and forward to relieve the stress, and then take this spring off, which we'll then be taking that nut off, so we can get this finger out. And down in here there's another finger, steel finger, and that's got a bolt, that's got a nut that's on this side. It'll be able to take it out right there. Okay, I got a 9/16 socket head on the nut and holding it in place with the crescent wrench or adjustable wrench. So just loosen that nut off, and then we'll take loosen that bolt, and then we'll take the washers off and get the finger out of there. Okay, this is probably farther than I really wanted to go. I wasn't trying to take the nut all the way off, but it came off along with the washer there. So just carefully setting that apart. But the key thing was to pull the little finger out of here so that I'll be able to unstring the belt when I get the other fingers out, the lower ones. Okay, now I'm going underneath with a 7/16 to socket to loosen up the nut here on the lower fingers. Okay, when you've unscrewed that nut, then you can pop the bolt out of the other side, which goes in through here and goes through that loop on the finger here to loose. So you got to pop that out so you can loosen that up. I'm going to try to see if I can just get the belt out with only popping it out on one side, but if I can, I'll have to release it on the other side as well. Just one other thing to be aware of: the reverse belt, which is this one out here, actually does a half twist when it's going from the lower to the upper. So make sure you put that back in when you install it, or things are going to go weird. I did find out that you can actually, this finger here can actually be pulled up. Like, maybe it's only because the nut's not too tight on the other side. So if it's really tight, it might not move, but if it is tight, you can just loosen it up, then you can just kind of bring it up, and then you'll be able to thread the belt out around it. What I did here was kind of just play around with the belt, the reverse belt, to kind of pull it up and out of the way. Now I'm going to try to take off the forward power belt. Kind of yank on this one, but I did manage to pull it forward and around the back of this. So hopefully we're going to be able to unthread it the rest of the way. I may have to pull this whole mechanism off here to slip it out, which is probably the easiest, but we'll see. I did not have to pull this whole pile off in order to get the belt out. It was able to pull it up, work it up through here, and now I think there, pulled that one out. I just gotta figure out exactly how to get this one. This one looks like the reverse belt looks like I am gonna have to pull the whole stack out, but I'm just gonna pull it out real quick. I'm gonna take it off, pull it out, and put this right back on, just to make sure everything stays in place solid while I go and find replacements. Pulled the bolt out, and these guys all slip out or something, so I'm gonna have to pull the belt out through. I gotta slide these out, pull the belt out, and then I'll put those back and rethread the bolt. Okay, so I pulled the bolt out, pulled the bolt out, pulled the belt out, and then immediately put the bolt back in. I'm gonna just quick loosen, lightly put the nut back on, and then I will go get some belts. There's the two belts laying in their just relaxed configuration. That's the power belt for forward tilling action, and that one is just lying there with the serpentine with a half twist in that. Just make sure it goes back on to the pulleys in the same orientation then.